Hey YouTube, this is Heart of the Cards, and today I'll be bringing you our fourth deck profile. And basically, this is going to be a Vylon deck profile. Now, some people run the build of, Epsilon Control, or maybe Sigma OTK, Omega Lockdown. I don't run Omega Lockdown. I run this balanced deck that can bring out Epsilon Control and occasionally Sigma OTK, but also bring out that Vylon Alpha, which is also a really good card. And basically, that's how I run this deck. And it's still really good and surprisingly really consistent with so much possibilities that you can, go into that can definitely win you duels. I've won many against, close friends and even at locals as well. So let's just get this started. Monster lineup for the Vylon cards. I'm running, first of all, triple cube. Now, basically, cube, wow, that's really bad glare. Anyways, so that's nicer. Cube is your level 3 tuner, your go-to tuner, best tuner, that's level 3. And when it's sent to the graveyard for the synchro of a light monster, add one equipped spot card from your deck to your hand. So you get those equipped spot cards, those important Vylon equipped spot cards from your deck to your hand, just like that. And you usually go into like a level 7 or level 8, depending on what cards you have. Sorry about that. Now next is a triple prism, level 4. This is also pretty much the best tuner in your deck. With this, I go into my level 8s and 9s, the effect, and you'll see this throughout the rest of the Vylon monsters. If this card is sent from the monster card zone to the graveyard, so it can be destroyed anyway, pay 500 life points, so cost of 500 life points, target any monster you control, it gains 1000 attack. So when you equip this when you synchro for like Vylon, let's say Vylon Epsilon, it has a base of 28 attack, right? Equip that onto with Prism, and you get 3800 attack just like that. So really good card overall. Next, Vylon Pentachloro. It's a union monster. When you equip it to your Vylon, any Vylon card, I usually equip this to my synchros, obviously. It has two effects, really great effects. First of all, it protects the monster. If it would be destroyed anyway, destroy this card instead. Next, when you destroy a monster by battle, when you destroy like any monster by battle, you can destroy one more card on the field. So you get a plus of destroying 2 cards in like one turn. It could be any 2 cards. So, well, sorry, one has to be a monster, obviously, but you can destroy another card of your choice. So that's really good plus. Next, one Stella, another level 3 tuner. This is in here because it just gives you more draw power not draw power, but you have a higher chance of drawing into a level 3 tuner, and obviously you're going to need them. But same effect, like I said, a repeated effect. When it's sent from the monster card zone to the graveyard, 500 life points, except this, you can equip it to the monster, and when you can crash it into a really high monster. It may have lower attack, you may take the damage, but it may be a really annoying monster you need to get rid of. Crash into it, it will be destroyed no matter what. So that's the really good effect about Stella. Next, that was the end. Well, that was the end for the Vylon monsters. Now for the other monsters, we have Triple Thrasher. Thrasher, everyone knows what it does. Special normal summon, that level 4, so usually Prism. Go for that level 8, so Epsilon. That's how I work with Thrasher. Next, for the same kind of effect, Triple Cyber Dragon. So I would go, except this is a bit slower than Thrasher because obviously you need that opponent's monster on the field, so you can't do it first turn. But basically, I'd go for level 9s or 8s, depending if it's Prism or Cube. So just like that, same idea. Next, Delver Summoner Monk. Now, since this deck is spell heavy, you can, no matter what, always have, I promise you will always have a spell card to ditch to bring out the level 4. So bring out Prism, once again, level 8, synchroing. So next, Double Trident Warrior. When you normal summon it, special that level 3. So you just special that cube, and then you can directly go for something like, if you really wanted to, you can go for Power Tool. If you really want to, you can go for Delta, or if you really wanted to, you can go for Sigma. So many choices on that one. Next, Gen X Neutron. I used to run 2. Now, the reason I run 1 now is because I find it really unreliable, because someone can have a response for your Gen X Neutron before you even get to being able to use its effect, and its effect is at the end phase you can pull a machine type tuner. If you really needed that machine type tuner, like for example a cube, if you didn't get it and you have a really bad hand that you won't be able to synchro, never happens, but it could possibly happen. So this would help you get out that tuner, but once again, like I said, it can be destroyed before that, because someone can just warning it, or like bottomless it or something like that, and then so it's just an unreliable card. Jesus, sorry. And that's why I just only run one now. Next, Shining Angel, your standard searcher, searches out that 1500 or less. I would get out Prism with this if I don't have Prism already, which never happens. And one Honest. Now, for the spell and trap lineup, the most important part is the spells in this card. So we have Triple Segment. Now, Segment's effect is you can equip only to a Vylon monster, but it cannot be targeted by your opponent's monster effects or trap effects. Now, this is what starts a really good protection, including with a synchro card you'll see later called Vylon Alpha. So you can prevent really annoying things like, let's say, Raikou or something that targets any card that targets and destroys your monsters. You can, when you equip this to one of your Vylon monsters, they can't be destroyed by that, and it's perfect because it can really screw up decks that really rely on those to get rid of cards in the field, and trap effects as well. So when you get targeted for like let me think, I actually don't know, but there are trap cards that target, so you can just prevent that from happening. Only thing you have to kind of worry about is spells. But you might think like, oh, maybe I can warning or use some trap card that doesn't target, like destroy a monster on the field, for example, Mirror Force. But I have Dark Bribe in this deck just for that reason. So, anyways, let's continue on. The next two Vylon equipped spell cards is a double Material. And now Material is what basically gives you another 600 damage boost. I would even cut this down to 1 to get another card called Filament. But Material is a pretty good card and just that damage boost. So, just to talk about something about the Vylon equipped spell cards, whenever one of them are sent from the field to the graveyard, you can search another one. That's what makes this deck so consistent, and you can keep pulling out these Vylon equipped cards if one gets destroyed. So you just keep pulling that out. That's why it's so consistent, and you can protect your cards continually. And you'll see that this works with Scrap Dragon and Epsilon, because they have the same effect of popping a card and destroying a card on the field. So that's why it also works so well. Next, double Filament. Filament is basically your protector. Now, this is basically will help you on that half that for any trap cards that don't target, for example, Mirror Force. Basically, when you attack your opponent, they can't activate spell or trap cards until the end of the damage step. Double Matter, your recycler, 2 effects. When you recycle 3, draw 3 equipped spell cards, draw 1, or destroy 1 card in the field. So really good effects on that one. Element, I don't play it a lot, but when any of your Vylon equipped spell cards are sent to the graveyard, you can special summon equal number or lower amount of tuners. So you can sync from there as well if you really wanted to. Next, for the high firepower, you get I would run triple Mage Power. Triple Mage Power, basically 500 attack and defense for each spell card you control. When you have 3 of these on the field, with like all 5 zones occupied, which is definitely going to happen, it's destructive. You can get to a really high attack. So now for the staples, Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy, and double MST. I would run 3, and I recommend you run 3. I don't have a third one. So, anyways, now onto the traps. To Call the Haunted to bring back your destroyed synchros. 2 Dark Bribes. Like I said, you need to protect the back row for this deck. So 2 Dark Bribes will ensure that your cards won't definitely be destroyed. It can help you for like a while, like Warning or something like that. Starlight Road, because I'm running Stardust. Next, now for the extra deck, I have a triple Amiga. Not going to talk about it because I don't even run it. I put it there because it's cool. 1 Alpha. Now this is what I was talking about. When it's a synchro summon, you can target an equipped spell card in graveyard, equip it, and then when it's equipped, it can't be destroyed by spell or trap cards. Now with Segment on it, and you can get Filament on it too, this becomes really hard to destroy. So that's what keeps me on the field basically. But this right now is my go-to card, Vylon Epsilon. Now Epsilon is the same effect as Scrap Dragon, except you can only destroy monsters, but it protects your equipped cards, so they can't be destroyed. So your back row is already protected without any use of any effects. So that's what I love about this card, and you can just keep popping cards once per turn. Nice, just cleaning the field one by one. Now next, double Segment, just for sometimes if I really needed to go for that level 7. And then 1 Delta, just to pull that equipped spell card when it's in defense position. I never go for Delta though. Next, like I said, Scrap Dragon, comboed that with Epsilon, and like I said, it's really consistent because, like I said, when an equipped spot card is sent from the field to graveyard, pull another one. So you can just keep doing that every single turn, and you can clean the field immediately. So, one Stardust. Light End Dragon, just maybe sometimes you can bring it out. Seven Swords Warrior, basically same as Epsilon, only pops monsters. Scrap Dragon as well. Just each time you equip a monster, you get a plus of 800 inflicted damage on your opponent. Crimson Blader, synchro equivalent of Roach. Basically, when you destroy a monster by battle, your opponent cannot normal summon or special summon level 5 or higher. So that locks down those like Chaos Dragon, for example. Power Tool, just in there, level 7. Blackwing Dragon, just in there sometimes. Might need that damage decrease from my opponent's monsters. Desigma. Shockmaster, everyone knows what Shockmaster does. Really good card. Maestroke. Illuminite, I don't know why that's in there, but that's in there obviously. Utopia and Utopia Ray. Photon Papillarative, everyone knows what that does. Gemini Pearl. And finally, Zenmaines. So, now for just a few cards that you can add in yourself. Tesseract, it's again also a Union card. I choose Pensacola over this because the effect is not that good. Just same effect, it protects your monster from being destroyed, but also the other effect is just when it destroys a monster by battle, you can revive one of your level 4 or lower. So that's the only thing. A second Genix Neutron, like I said before. Second Shining Angel, just in case you want to search for another one. I don't think that's consistent, so I don't want it. And Component, I add it in when I see my opponent sitting on like a Marshmallow or a Spirit Reaper. Just keep getting that piercing damage on. So, guys, that is the end of this deck profile. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe, like, favorite, do all that good stuff. And, yeah, that's it. You can add any suggestions if you want to see any more openings, anything like that, deck profiles. You can just ask us, inbox us, comment, whatever you like. That's it. This is CJ, signing out.